13th. I think they're still accepting applications for workshops. For anyone that's not familiar with it, True Colors is a sexual minority youth support organization here in Connecticut, and they run an annual conference up at Yukon Stores lately. For Friday and Saturday, they have workshops throughout the day and activities for people of all ages. They have youth activities that are restricted to only youth, so that youth have a safe place to talk about their issues without feeling pressured from adults. They have college-age classes. They have adult classes. All kinds of really interesting stuff for the sexual and gender minority communities and their allies. Friday, they're on the Friday when they have trips from schools. Busloads of kids come in from schools around the state and around the region. You know, they have thousands of people show up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Several hundreds of people show up to the conference every year, and it's an amazing thing. If you want to learn more about what it means to be gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, intersexed, queer questioning, or an ally, it's highly, highly recommended that you look at attending at least one day of the conference. Their website is ourtruecolors.org. And as the month goes on, we get into January, February, they'll be posting more information about the conference guide, what the workshops are, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, maybe we can get somebody from True Colors on the show again.
I'm hoping we can. I'm figuring we can.
That would be probably good to do that before the conference.
Yep.
We've had people from True Colors on before.
A couple times now.
But we that would be something good to do before the conference.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And then in April, UConn will be hosting at the Farmington Health Center the Transgender Lives Intersection of Health and Law Conference on April 17th. That's Saturday, from 8 to 5, which is a conference, where they focus on the intersection of transgender issues with health and law. Not to put a fine point on it. Their keynote speaker this year is Donna Rose. She's an author, speaker, advocate for the leading role in the LGBT advocacy. There's a big long paragraph, but...
Was she on the HRC at one time?
She was on the HRC. I think she was the only transgender board member in the HRC. She withdrew her position in, I think it was 2007, when the Human Rights Commission decided to back a non-inclusive ENDA.
Right.
There was a lot of fallout from the HRC deciding that some people should be treated fairly, and some we can wait on.
Yeah.
It created a really bad taste, and a lot of people were upset, and she was upset enough to withdraw her board membership.
You can play strategy with some things, but when you're talking about basic human rights, you don't leave anyone behind.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And to be fair, that's what their response was, that it's an incremental process, that getting some progress would be better than no progress. Of course, at the time, it was a heavily Republican-controlled House and Senate, and even with the reduced protections, the bill didn't stand a chance of passing, and didn't pass that year, which is why we're still talking about an inclusive ENDA.
Yeah.
But yeah, the problem with giving some, supporting some people getting protections is there's this tendency, once they get protections, to turn around and go, okay, all done, thanks for the help. And the voice for the minority gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Sort of doesn't quite work, does it?
There's a lot of allies out there, a lot of allied groups out there that are willing to stand up and help us scream from the mountaintops that this isn't fair. But, as you said, you don't leave anyone behind.
Right.
we're asking for what's fair for everybody, and that's what our agenda should be.
Yeah,
Wait,
agreed.
another call.
Another call, look at that. Good evening, NLC Trans, you're on the air.
Hello, how you doing?
How
Good.
you doing?
Good. I wanted to find out on the True Colors, did they move from Manchester to Hartford?
Their actual base address,
Yeah.
I believe they did. Their website is revamped now, and I believe I saw on the bottom that their address is now in Hartford.
Okay.
But
I wasn't quite sure if they did or not. I know that I heard something about it, but wasn't
yeah,
quite sure.
the actual organization, the mentor programs and everything, I think they are. If you go to ourtruecolors.org, there should be contact information. I think I saw it right at the bottom of the page if you scroll all the way down.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to see you on Friday?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Awesome.
Are you looking to volunteer again this year at True Colors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
I will be doing that.
You definitely want to get in touch with them because I believe their planning meetings for the conference are starting here in December.
Isn't for the workers on the 2nd of February?
It may be. I just know when I saw the schedule, they had meetings scheduled starting like December 5th. It may not be for volunteer workers. It may be for workshop participants. I'm not sure the detail.
Okay. All right, so we'll see you Friday night.
Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Bye.
Thanks, Renee. That was Renee, who is our activities director. Anyway, where were we?
Going through stuff. What else do you have?
Well, I have something. I actually have something. I don't know how much of this I can go through because it's actually quite long. But I have something that our friend who is in. We have a friend who is in one of the local correctional facilities. Very nice man who writes to us and sends us things sometimes. Who is in fact, well, maybe I don't know if I should say this or not, but I believe that he is actually a foreign national, and he sent me something. So he's up on some of this stuff that's going on around the world, and he sent me some stuff about gays in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And the way gay people are treated in Jamaica, which I thought was, I haven't had a chance. I just opened this today. You have to forgive me. I don't get to the P.O. box all that often. So, but apparently, from what this is saying, it's a pretty awful place to be if you're gay. And I have to assume would be an awful place to be if you're transgendered as well.
Even if you were straight, they don't like it very much.
Yeah, which is funny because I mean I've been to Jamaica and I've been told, oh, don't go to Jamaica, but I love Jamaica. Jamaica is such a cool place, and I love the Jamaican people. The Jamaican people are really very cool, and they've got a very very rich history, and I kind of admire the Jamaican people, and so
Except apparently.
So I really like Jamaica, and I'd like to go back to Jamaica, but this is kind of scary stuff. Apparently they're very homophobic in Jamaica.
It's not uncommon throughout the world, but places like Uganda and Rwanda and some of the other African countries where it's rampant homophobia tends to steal the spotlight away from places like Jamaica.
Yeah.
It's much more likely that we're going to travel on vacation to Jamaica than Uganda.
And you were telling me something really frightening about Uganda
Yeah,
earlier on.
If you want to cover that before we get into that, into what you've got, there's a proposed bill in Uganda for the last 100 years. It's been against the law to be homosexual.
Right.
To probably more so to participate in homosexual acts, which from the radio show and the reading on it, that I've done on it today, appears to be focused on anal sex.